Hello everyone and welcome back to Learn to Love DIY. Today we are creating this beautiful shaker card using Tulle, and it's a birthday card. Quite simple. And like I said, it's a shaker card, but it doesn't have that bulk that other shakers have. So it's fairly thin, and I'm pretty sure you could mail this out for the same postage. And today we're going to be using the Bonanza Buddies bundle. So the dies and the stamps. I've already went ahead and loaded all the stamps into my block so that we're ready to go ahead and go through the different steps. I'm going to show you what I use. You'll need a piece of tulle, and you actually need two pieces to go over that circle opening, just depending on the size of circles that you choose to do at home or that you may have available to you. I'm using an 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and this is in Pool Party. I'm also using two pieces of the one of the Whisper White and one of the DSP that comes as a set for the Bonanza's Buddies stamp set and die set, and these are cut at 5 1/4 by 4. And then obviously I went ahead and used a piece of scrap that was left over from when I was cutting my paper. And then you'll need some Whisper White to do your stamped images. And then a few different layering circles. So I used 3 different circles to go ahead, one for the opening and then one for the inside. And I'll kind of show you how everything comes together shortly. I'm going to go ahead, and since I don't have quite the space that I want to for me to be able to use the die cutting machine on the table, I'm going to go ahead and die cut these layers. I'm going to go ahead and do first one layer and then do this second layer. So we're going to leave this Whisper White piece because we're not doing anything with that. And we're going to go ahead and die cut these two pieces. And what I'm doing is that for the DSP, I'm using the larger of the dies because I want to go ahead and be able to create a bit of a frame here. And as you can see, I used the cutout of the Pool Party for the background, so when I put it in, it fits together. And when you open it, you can see that I used the Pool Party, and then I used a piece of the Whisper White stamped Happy Birthday, and then I flagged that scrap of the DSP. I cut it into 2 pieces and then flagged the ends to go ahead and embellish the inside of our card. So we're going to go ahead and get started by cutting out this piece first, and I'm going to be using this little guy here to help me. So kind of just depending on where you want your die cut to be, I'm going to go ahead and use this to run through my machine, and then once I do that, I'll come back to show you the next couple of steps. Alright, I went ahead and ran this to the machine, and here we have a circle that we can use for a different project. Set that aside, and now I'm going to go ahead and with the same DSP piece, we're going to go ahead and try to make sure that all 4 sides are to size or to the same size, and we're going to go ahead and trace it very lightly with our pencil just to get an estimation of where we want our circle. Once we do that, I'm going to go ahead and align this with this opening to give it about the same type of space on all, well, not all 4 sides because it's not a square, but all around. Then I'm going to use the sticky note again, and we're going to go ahead and run this through the die cut machine once again. And then we'll be able to come back. I'm also going to run the circle at the same time. Okay, we are back. I went ahead and run both of these through our die cutting machine. So now we have a Whisper White circle for our sentiment. I'm going to set this aside for a minute, as well as my die. And then we went ahead and cut the Pool Party base card as well. And I'm going to set that aside because these two will go together. Excuse me. And all I'm going to do now is go ahead and erase these circle lines so that we can start layering our tulle onto our card. And all I'm going to be using for the tulle is some double-sided adhesive. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm taking a large strip and I'm just going to go around the circle as much as I can and as closely. Wait, did I do this right? No, my bad. Let's see. Give me just a minute. I forgot that we were framing this, so let's see if this will get slightly covered. With the tulle. Alright, so it seems like you won't be able to see too much of that tear. So let's go ahead and try it. Otherwise, if you think that the paper was too worse or too bad, you could actually cut them at the same circle. So you would use the larger die that you used on the DSP to cut out that piece that was no longer good. So let's go ahead, and I think we're going to have to do the frame on this side just so that I get the measurements fairly close to what we need. And why don't we, I wonder what that would look like. Why don't we flip it and see how this side looks like once it's all said and done. Okay, there we go. I think I got the right side. Okay, so as I said, as close as you can. And I'm using the double-sided because the adhesive, although it's permanent, the one that I used, the Tombow, I thought that this would be easier to try to align and we wouldn't have to wait too long for it to dry in order for us to do the second layer, because you'll be doing 2 layers of this adhesive. One for the first layer of the tulle, and then once again when you do the second layer to cover the rhinestones. Not the rhinestones, sorry, the sequins. So let's go ahead and do that. Try to lay it as flat as possible. And then I'm going to cut the edges. Okay. That should be fairly good. And then we're going to repeat this process. Okay, so we'll put this aside for a bit. And the rhinestones that I'm using, or I keep saying rhinestones, the sequins that I'm using are from the Metallic Baker's Twine and Sequins Combo Pack from a Celebration. Now you can use any type of sequins, but do these go well with the set of DSP that you have with the Bonanza Buddies? But you can also use whatever you have to coordinate with the different colors on your card. So if you changed up the colors or the DSP, you would just have to make sure that the sequence that you are using match the colors. Okay, so when I had and peeled it all off, and I'm going to go fairly light, not too many of the sequins, before I go ahead and apply the second layer of the tulle. Okay, So I think that's a fair amount. And let's see if this will be sufficient, the piece that was left over. But if it is not, then I'll have to cut another piece from my spool. I think it will do. So tapping it lightly all around, trying to make sure that we enclose it. It's still fairly sticky because it is tulle and it is very thin. We're going to cut off the excess before we apply it onto our base. Alrighty, and then just a little bit off this side. Okay. And we have that. And as I said, we're framing that circle on the inside. So just trying to make sure that it's as good as possible in the circle and outside as well. So we have that. And then I'm going to go ahead and use some adhesive since we were able to line it up and just do the tips of our card. I do believe I forgot to apply adhesive on the ends here, just so that you were making sure that this guy is just giving out on me. Let me take out another one. Okay, they line up fairly well, so let me just peel that off and let's go ahead and apply some adhesive. Okay. And let's do this once again, but this time having in mind that we won't be able to take it off once again. We can wiggle it just a tad bit, but not overly much. And there you have it. Very flat shaker card, and all we're going to start doing is stamping our images and then going ahead and doing the sentiment on the inside. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of adhesive here. And I just cut that strip in half. I did not measure it. It does not have to be perfect, although you can. Make sure you're more calculated with your measurements. But like I said, that was just a piece of scrap that I had. I didn't want to go to waste, and I kind of felt like my card needed something a little bit extra, more than just the stamping for the inside of my card, so I opted for that option. I'm going to be using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink for our sentiment. Now you can change it up, and if you wish, you could use the same Pool Party that you're using for your card base. I just thought that this would be appropriate. So trying to find the center of that. I'm going to put that aside, and let's see. While I'm here, we're going to go ahead and also stamp on our scrap piece of paper the eyes of our lion. Okay. And then we're going to start building his body. I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight. Put that aside, and we're going to be stamping his body and trying to line his eyes with this image as much as possible. Trying to keep with the camera. I'm hoping that I'm able to stamp this good. I'm hoping that's aligned. I'm pressing a couple seconds and then releasing, and it seems like to be okay. And then this we're going to stamp off onto the side. And we're going to be stamping the mane of our line with Mango Melody, which is one of the coordinating colors for this suite. Okay. And then, let's see, in that same color, I forgot to take out, we were using the cute little hat and then the palm that comes with that to put on top of our lion. So let me go ahead and stamp this little guy. And then I do believe we did the hat and pool party to match the base of our card. So I have my pool party. Let's go ahead and remove that piece. Okay, let's see how this one turns out. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to set all these aside. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put pause and I'm going to go ahead and die cut all these guys. I have all of the dies ready to go. And then I'll be right back. Alright, now that we've die cut our lion and hat, we're going to go ahead and put it all together and finish up our card. Could have used your mat for that. Sorry, lost my tail here. Dropped in such a tiny little piece. I dab a dot there. Set that aside for a minute. Pardon me, I guess I could have used my mat. Sometimes I just forget that I have it and how to use it. So as you can see here, and then I'm going to bring out, if I don't have them already out, no, I don't think so, my rhinestones. And I'm using the Holiday Rhinestones Basic Jewels, and I'm using the one in, what is it? Pumpkin Pie, I think. Yes, Pumpkin Pie. And I'm going to put that at the center. Didn't use any bling, but I thought that gave it a cute little touch. And I opted not for too much bling because I was already using these sequins on the card. But as you can see, it just gives it a little something extra, not too much. And let's go ahead and finish the outside of our card. And as you guys can see, I went ahead and switched up the side that we used of our paper. Just give it a bit different look. And we're going to go ahead and adhere this flat. And I'm doing it off to the side a little bit. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and do the inside. I'm going to first do our layer. And I forgot to flag one of the ends here. We're going to take the piece that we cut off from our card in the pool party, and I'm going to go ahead and place adhesive, let's see, on the back of that. And then I'm going to try and see if this will work this way. So lining that up so that it adheres easily, and then just pushing it flat onto that will line up the card fairly well. So when you close it, that's what you'll see. And then since we have that lined up, we're going to go ahead and layer these guys in a type of like a crisscross sort of, but not too exaggerated. And I mean, you could opt for leaving this out, or you could keep it in there, depending on what kind of look you want it to do. Let me just make sure that that's straight before it dries. Looks fairly good. Alright, and I do believe that is the end. So this is card that I did prior to filming. This is the card we did on camera. The same, other than me flipping the DSP to show a different side, so we're able to appreciate all the lovely paper that we have. And I really do hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. I will go ahead and link my 24/7 Stampin' Up! Online store, as well as my email, so that you're able to email me with any questions or requests. I thank you very much for watching, and you guys have a great day.